How's everybody doing this evening?
Welcome, Mayor Greg. Welcome, welcome. It is great to have you here.
Well, Pastor, I appreciate you inviting me, and it's good to see all these young people in the house of the Lord. So, amen to that.
You know, Mayor Greg, I actually feel like maybe you should be welcoming us since this is your Monroeville. So thank you for letting us be here. So, Mayor Greg, what's it like to hold the whole municipality in your hands?
Interesting. It's very busy, as you all would imagine. In addition to the 28,000 residents that live here, and about 2,200 businesses on the weekends. How many live in Monroeville here? Okay, you all know the weekends are pretty busy, don't you think? Sometimes we have as high as 100,000 people in Monroeville on the weekends. And I'm responsible for all their safeties as well as each of yours. So it's a big responsibility. Plus, we have to make sure not only on your road safe, but that you're safe at your home. So yeah, it's a very busy job, and I enjoy it.
So people come to Monroeville on the weekends because it's so much fun here? Because people like to
a lot of shopping. What do you ladies like to shop? How many of you girls like to shop? I rest my case. Lots of shopping, a lot of different restaurants.
Mayor Greg, if I may, and I don't know if you could ask this a lot, you probably do, but where do you like to shop?
Probably Macy's for my suits.
Okay.
I go to Men's Warehouse for my suits. So yeah.
There we go.
I try to get them on sale.
That's awesome. So, Mayor Greg, you've been in office as the mayor for how long?
I'm still going on 6 years now.
And before you were the mayor, who were you?
I was on the school board for 4 years at Gateway. I was the president of the school district. And prior to that, I was with the Department of Veterans Affairs, which means I took care of a lot of our nation's veterans. I did that for almost 30 years.
And obviously, each role, each position you've held in your career has been a little bit different. What's been the most rewarding? What have you liked the most?
Probably, it'd really be a toss-up, boys and girls, because I really like being mayor, but I also was very humbled by taking care of many of our nation's veterans. As a matter of fact, when I first got out of the service myself, I'm going to see if you guys are good on history. I took care of one of the last living Spanish-American veterans. Anybody know when that was? Pastor? Oh my.
Last living Spanish-American veterans?
No, one of 7 at that time.
Spanish-American veterans?
That was 1898 to 1901. He was 110 years old, and I was only 21 at the time, and I was just blown away by looking at somebody at 110, and I was only 21 years old, so I think you can appreciate that.
That is amazing.
Oh yeah, but so both jobs, being mayor, I love dearly, and obviously I love taking care of our veterans, still involved with them as well, so.
Mayor Greg, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Have you ever been to a setting like this, as far as youth church goes?
Only a couple of times, but yes, I have. And this has been a lot of fun for me, and I really appreciate Pastor you inviting me. And thank you all for letting me come. And I want to apologize. I was supposed to be here a couple of weeks ago, but sometimes duty does call, and I had to act like I was the mayor for real, so I apologize.
Well, we're glad you're the real mayor. You have things going on. Okay, I got some other questions. Mayor Greg, in Monroeville, because a lot of us feel like we know Monroeville well. We've walked the streets. We know Miracle Mile like the back of our hands. But Mayor Greg, tell us like a secret about Monroeville that we don't know, we might not know.
Oh my.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Boy, you really are, Pastor.
In there, these people right here are some of my closest friends, and you can trust them. I just want you to know that, right? Right? Okay.
Oh, it's not really, well, maybe you guys don't know, but it's in a secret, but we were named the number 22 best living city, most affordable in the nation. Monroeville, number 22, that just came out. on CNN just not long ago. I was interviewed with him, so for all of you that live in Monroeville, give yourself a nice hand.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
You know what, I can feel that. When I drive through Monroeville, I'm like, this feels top 25 as I drive through. I'm like, this is good. Well, that's cool to know. All right, also, Mayor Greg, I'd like to ask you about where you think we're headed as a municipality. What do you think Monroeville's going to look like 10 years from now?
I'll be very honest with you. I'm not sure if all you young people know that Monroeville is probably, you know how they say America is the melting pot of the world. I'm going to be very honest with you. Monroeville really is a melting pot of so many different ethnic backgrounds. You realize at our high school, we have 16 different dialects. How many knew that here? They go to Gateway. Amazing, isn't it?
I think there's like a couple dialects represented in the room. I know some people speak English. Some people speak kind of like country a little bit sometimes. I'm just kidding. We're pretty white.
Where I see Monroeville is, for those of you, if you're paying attention, you're seeing a lot of new businesses move into Monroeville. And not just restaurants, but I'm not sure if you're familiar with Bechtel Manufacturing. They're the largest Navy contractors in the world, and they're stationed right here in Monroeville. They do all the top secret stuff for our U.S. Navy. Wonderful jobs to support families. So it's really, so, and we have Respironics. We still have some of Westinghouse. We have their IT, their computer department is still here. So that's why you're going to see all the different backgrounds. If you go to school, pay attention. You're really going to see a lot of different backgrounds, which is really, I think, going to make Monroeville grow. One of the other things, we have some of the best housing prices, and that's why we were picked number 22.
Wow. So, Mayor Greg, with Bechtel Manufacturing and some of the other opportunities, so Monroeville is a place where you could kind of grow up and actually have a career here and live and establish a family. It's not like I grew up, I went to Gateway, and I went to college and I left, and I was out of Monroeville.
Well, you all know we have UPMC that's moved in, you know, UPMC in the East, which is very good jobs. Now we have Highmark that just built that. Remember where the old Sims was on Monroeville Boulevard? And you paid attention to that, that's now an outpatient facility with Highmark, and that's other good jobs. Yes, you can legitimately be born and raised in Monroeville, depending on your education and your background, you can certainly stay here and live here forever. Yes, you can.
It's amazing. I wanted to ask you about a couple of these businesses coming in that appeal to some of the people in this room, specifically Chipotle.
It'll be here soon. I can't give you an exact date.
Mayor Greg, are you sure that you can't tell us when?
No, I can't. But it's coming. It's going to be here soon. I promise.
All right.
Your pastor's putting me on the spot. He's being very bad.
When are they going to break? When are they going to break ground? Do we know? Will you be there in a hard hat?
Yeah, for the initial groundbreaking. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm usually there at most of those.
So they haven't set a date for that yet.
Probably within the next month or two, you should see some groundbreaking.
All right. I guess we can hold out. Yeah, month or two. All right. Also, there's H&M. It's a store coming in the mall, and a lot of young people like to shop there.
I don't have all the information on that, but I know that I talked to the mall manager, and they haven't still crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's, but it looks like they'll be here.
That's
as well.
super exciting. And then if I could stay in the mall for a second with you. Also, we've seen the massive wall where behind the wall they've been constructing the movie theater. How many screens is this?
That's going to be a 12-screen IMAX theater.
That's
It's going to be state of the art. You guys are really, really going to enjoy it. It's going to be very nice. And it'll be open in October.
Okay, question. I have just a couple more questions for you, Mr. Mayor, and we're so glad to have you here. Mr. Mayor, you sit in a lot of meetings on a lot of councils that are really, you're the gatekeepers of our community, and you know, you guys have a lot of responsibilities and a lot on your plate when you meet with the city council and everything. And I wondered, when you guys consider things going on in the community, occasionally, I assume, you hear some reports about young people. what is a report or something that you see occasionally in young people that just refreshes you as community leaders? What's something you'd like to see more?
To be honest with you, what I see right here in front of me, this is very encouraging for me as your mayor. Also, one of the things that we do, and for those of you, when you hit 18, I'm not sure how many of you are 18 yet here, we do hire summer help at the municipality, and the young men and women that have, for the 6 years, going on 6 years that I've been there, they have really amazed me. They're wonderful, they're dedicated, they're good workers. So, do I have hope for your generation? Absolutely. Don't listen to what the news media says and all that. You guys are going to be great, and you're going to be better than we ever were, I assure you. So, every time I look at you guys, I feel good. I know America has a good future, and so does Monroeville.
Thanks, Mayor. All right, last question. Can I ask you one more? All right. And I just want us to feel like we're in your shoes for 1 second. If you could, all right, no holds bar. Imagine you have all the tax dollars you ever needed. If you could do one thing in Monroeville, one thing, and just use your imagination because there are no limitations, what would you do?
I would build more facilities for young people to have more activities so we can keep them off the street as we can.
That's awesome. Thanks, Greg. Pleasure to have you here. Would you give it up to your mayor, Greg Arisenko? All right. Hey, at this time, we have a lot going on tonight, so those of you that are first-time guests, we have something special for you, but I'm going to ask something very special of our